I want to extend a big welcome to all of our family, friends, members of the extended Hamilton community who are joining us from around the world. I want to begin today with a gift, gratitude. So it turns out that if you practice gratitude, you get a bunch of short-term boosts in positive chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, but you also get long-term benefits of increased hope and optimism, empathy, lower stress, lower anxiety, increased well-being, and life satisfaction. So I just want to make sure that all of our graduates today are at their very maximum dopamine levels. So I want all of our families and friends who are with us today to support our graduates to stand if you're able. Okay, graduates, with all that you can muster, please show your gratitude to these people who have supported you through all of these years of study. Please be seated. Okay, that was pretty loud, but now I'm going to ask our faculty and staff who have supported and mentored our students on this journey to please stand. Woo! And I want to call out for special recognition the 10 distinguished members of the Hamilton faculty who are retiring this year. So this morning I'm going to call out their names and ask them to stand, and then ask you to join me in expressing our appreciation for their combined 300 years of service to Hamilton College. Mark Bailey, Errol Balkin, Sally Cockburn, Ella Gant, Patty Cloyt, Cheryl Morgan, Quincy Newell, Anno Orlemans, Margie Thixton, Bruce Walchick. Families, you see how much our graduates love their faculty, as we all do. Many employees of the college have worked long and hard on the arrangements for today's ceremony and this weekend, so I'd like to thank the offices of the deans and president, audiovisual services, college events, communications, advancement, marketing, LITS, facilities management, campus safety, the registrar's office. Thank you all for all that you've done for us. Okay, I have a final assignment for our students. Think about one word right now. It could be an adjective, a feeling, a hope, a memory, and something that defines how you're feeling in this moment. And on the count of 3, we're going to shout it out. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow. I heard hopeful, proud, optimistic, confident, cross-faded, hungover, beautiful. All of those words were an answer to this moment. But today I want to talk not about answers, but about questions. So let me start with the question, what does it mean to know thyself? One of your classmates, Leo Gerst, sent me a note a few weeks ago, and I'm paraphrasing Leo. He said when he arrived as a freshman thinking he would graduate with a clear answer, but 4 years later, many things he felt seem uncertain. The world turned out to be wholly and utterly false. His interests have changed, his priorities have shifted, and he finds this process, in his words, incredibly liberating. So Leo asked the question, to what extent is it truly possible to know thyself? So Leo, by asking that question openly and honestly, you are already practicing an extremely powerful form of self-knowledge that is deep and that is enduring. Now, the question that I asked when I graduated from college was similar, but rather than how will I know myself, I asked, how will I be known by others? And you know how Netflix has the 3 adjectives that describe every film in its catalog? So you have Stranger Things, that's nostalgic and suspenseful and chilling, and Emily in Paris is romantic and slick and whimsical. Tepper, cerebral, warm, energetic, or maybe in the words of one recent Clinton 8th grader who described me to her father after I gave a speech at her school's career day, she said, in 2 words, not 3, and I quote, "He was not awful." It's a low bar. How will I be known? How will you be known? So several years after graduating, I came across a quote from Maya Angelou that offered this insight. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you. That became my North Star, and it turns out, for me, I learned that asking good questions has been one thing that gets me a little bit closer to that star. So what does it mean to ask a good question? So there are 2 kinds of questioners, and you know this because you've been in class for 16 years or so. So the first kind of questioner asks a question to sound really smart. It's kind of a performance. Here I am, look at me, look how much I know, look how sophisticated I am. That kind of question closes down a conversation rather than opens one up. It tends to make your fellow classmates feel smaller. Then there's the second kind of person who asks what I call the generous question that makes everyone else in the room feel smarter. The question that opens people up, that generates more questions. Hamilton graduates are the second kind of questioner. Now, children are natural and generous questioners. My daughter Sally, at 4, asked me this extremely important question. She said, "Daddy, who is the boss in the house between you and Mommy?" So I said, well, naturally, I'm the boss. I said, your mother makes all the decisions, but I'm in charge of the TV remote. And she looked at me skeptical. Then there's the question that I read every morning on my refrigerator magnet. It's a Dalmatian dog that's looking up, ears back, with the words, "Are you the person your dog thinks you are?" So staying on that theme of pets, here's a profound question that your classmate Natalie Yarnell asked me. What distinguishes a cat person from a dog person? So I've been thinking about that for the last week. So cat people are basically okay being ignored and left alone, and dog people need constant positive affirmation. And so for better or for worse, I am a dog person. So just like practicing gratitude, there are real benefits to asking questions. Researchers at Harvard spent years studying thousands of real conversations, and what they found was simple and extraordinary. People who ask more questions, including follow-up questions, are significantly better liked by the people they talk with. The researchers called their paper, "It Doesn't Hurt to Ask," and it turns out it doesn't. It actually helps all of your relationships. It helps your career. It helps the people around you feel seen and valued. A few weeks ago, I sent a note to a few dozen of you, and I asked, what questions are you leaving Hamilton with? Within minutes, Ian McGiffin replied, and his question was, will Southampton be promoted from Championship to Premier League? Ian, I'm optimistic. Then the questions deepened. Jared Maidman asked, how will the fabric and identity of Hamilton College change over the next 4 years? Well, so by then, we will have added 3 more framed photographs to the one that just went up last week in the pub that read, National Hockey Champions 2026. We'll add 27, 28, 29. Rob, good luck. Related to the theme of uncertainty, Jack Kircher asked, how can we create and manage change? And Prim Udamphan provides an answer to Jack through her lens as a chemistry major. She said, can experimental thinking, the trial and error approach, help us optimize our lives at every stage? One of your classmates asked, why are people so afraid of uncertainty? And as you consider these questions, think about your Hamilton education and how it's prepared you to navigate that uncertainty, to think in all directions, to work with all types of people, to imagine pathways that others might not see. Maybe the answer to Jack's question about managing change lies in the question that Quentin Messer asked. Is the curriculum of life open? So building from Quentin's question, let me ask all of you, what would it look like if you approached life as you have approached the open curriculum here at Hamilton? Others are leaving Hamilton deeply interested and concerned about what it means to be part of a community. Raul Muhammad Ahmed asked, what happens to largely tolerant people that causes something as unnatural as spewing hatred for political gain to become normal to them? And Daniel Rodriguez asked, why is it that, though we only have each other in the great expanse of this whole universe, he says, UFOs aside, we so often insist on being divided from each other? And Daphne Serrato brings that question home to us and says, what would it take for Hamilton to ensure unity between different groups on our campus? Community also came up for Peter Hinkle, who wondered what factors enable the formation of a strong community. And June Reese, his question suggests the answer lies in how we talk about support. Is it better to support the greatest number of people or to provide more support to those who most need it? Kate Connolly has spent the last 4 years studying what makes great communities and what helps them hold together, and she simply asks, what do we owe? What do we owe to our community? And maybe the answer lies in kindness, which was Julia Afsar Kashmiri's question. How do I find such kind people? How did I find such kind people here? How can I do it again? And how do I be a kind person back? On a personal note, Vincent Manny wonders which memories will he revisit time and again? He asks, will it be the little interactions, the movie nights, the Grode walks, the rounds of Mario Kart races? Start telling your story to each other now as you're saying goodbye, so that the memories that are most important to you stay fresh, stay bright, stay alive. Know thyself. You came here to find the answer to that question, but perhaps you're leaving discovering something much more meaningful and much more profound, that the questions are really what matter. So go ask a question that will change everything. There are so many people in this room that love you. I'm at the front of that line. I love you, graduates. We will miss you. Go forth. Congratulations.